Okay, like I said, you're going to follow with your eyes only. Don't move your head. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a police officer pulls over someone suspected of driving under the influence? It's a scary situation, but knowing what to expect can help keep everyone safe. Welcome to Cam's Don't Lie. Today, we're diving deep into that scenario. We'll be following along as a police officer pulls over a driver who might be intoxicated. We'll see the steps the officer takes, the tests they might administer, and the potential consequences the driver could face. Sergeant Trello was on his way back when he spotted a car that had been weaving erratically. Trello approaches a black sedan pulled over on the side of the road. Rain pelts the windshield of his patrol car.
Hello, Sergeant Trello with the police department.
Yes.
Do you got your driver's license and insurance card with you? A few reasons why I stopped you. One, when you were on Woodhurst there by Idaho, you didn't turn your turn signal on until you were actually stopped. Okay. Do you have that insurance card with you?
I'm just going right down the street.
Where's right down the street?
To the hotel.
Okay. How much alcohol have you consumed today?
Not too much.
Not too much? Okay, because I could smell it on your breath. Where were you coming from?
From my aunt's, Monaca Avenue.
Okay. Is there a reason why you don't have your seatbelt on as well?
I just took it off.
He shines his flashlight into the driver's side window. The driver, a man, fumbles in his wallet for his license and registration. His eyes dart nervously around the car. The man nods hesitantly. The traffic stop began with a series of minor infractions. The driver, failing to use a turn signal and briefly crossing the center line, received a reprimand from Officer Trello. Trello's keen eye then picked up on the driver's nervousness and the telltale sign of alcohol on his breath. Suspicion raised, Trello requested the driver's insurance card, which was met with hesitation. A mumbled response about a short trip to a hotel only heightened Trello's concern, leading him to inquire about the driver's alcohol consumption that evening.
Is there a reason why you don't have your seatbelt on as well?
I just took it off. I had it on.
It didn't look like it when I walked up.
I had it on.
Okay.
The exchange over seatbelts exposed a possible attempt to hide the truth. The man insisted he was buckled up, despite Trello's initial observation to the contrary. Trello, unconvinced, allowed the man to keep the belt unfastened, highlighting his skepticism.
And is there a reason why it took you so long to stop once I put the lights on?
I was trying to get in a safe place.
Okay.
Trello then shifted his focus to the delay in stopping after the lights were activated. The man's explanation about finding a safe place to pull over seemed flimsy, adding another layer of doubt to Trello's perception of the situation. As the conversation unfolded under the dim lights of a rainy night, Trello continued to scrutinize the man's behavior.
Based on your driving and the odor of alcohol on your breath, and you got some slurred speech.
There's not.
There's not?
The traffic stop escalated as inconsistencies in the driver's story emerged. Initially defensive about the seatbelt, the man's explanation about finding a safe place to pull over also raised red flags for Trello. The officer's doubts were further solidified by the man's fumbled response regarding his destination, first a hotel, then home, and his inability to locate the supposed hotel.
Have you ever been arrested for OVI before?
Not arrested, no.
Okay. Okay. So you are willing to do some field sobriety tests for me to make sure that you're good to go home? Okay.
Trello's suspicion reached a new peak when the man stammered about prior OVI arrests. A precautionary pat-down followed, and Trello, his voice firm but professional, requested field sobriety tests to assess the driver's condition. The man's hesitant agreement marked a turning point in the stop, as Trello instructed him to step out of the vehicle for further evaluation.
Okay, what happened to the bridge of your nose there? Looks like you got a cut or something.
It's eczema.
It's eczema?
Yeah, I get it. I've had it since I was a kid.
Okay.
I got it.
Trello notices a mark on the man's nose. What happened to the bridge of your nose there? You got it? Looks like you got a cut or something. The man reveals the surprising truth. It's eczema. It's eczema? Yeah, I've had it since I was a kid. Trello seems to accept the explanation, a hint of amusement in his eyes. Trello gestured towards the car's hood. All right, let's move to the front here. The driver complied, a hint of nervousness creeping back into his demeanor. Okay, Trello continued. I need you to face your backside towards the car.
And you don't have any, no weapons on you, no pocket knives, nothing like that?
No.
Nothing on you? If you want to go ahead and put that in your pocket, you can.
Get on field sobriety.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and put that in your pocket, that'll work. You wearing contacts or anything? I see you have glasses. Do you wear contacts or?
No, that's like blue. So when I look at on my computer.
Okay. First off, you haven't had any traumatic brain injuries, nothing like that, correct? And you said you're not wearing contacts?
Football, but yeah.
You had a traumatic brain injury from football?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
A while ago.
Okay. Do you know what a traumatic brain injury is, though?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of symptoms do you have?
No, I'm fine.
If you can turn off my lights for a sec and there are no weapons on you, no knives or anything, good. You want a pat down? The driver stammered, No weapons on me. Trello conducted a quick search, his eyes flitting to the man's pocket. Trello noticed the man's glasses. Contacts or glasses usually? No, these are, for looking at my computer. Trello chuckled slightly.
So, like I said, just keep your arms down at your side. Like I said, here's the tip of my finger. You can see that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, you're going to follow with your eyes only. Don't move your head. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Go ahead and follow it.
All right, here's what we'll do. Stand with your feet together, arms at your sides. Follow the tip of my finger with your eyes only, okay? The man nodded. Okay. Trello began to move his finger, observing the man's tracking. The driver attempted to follow the finger, but his gaze kept darting back to Trello's face. Trello repeated the instructions patiently, emphasizing the need for the driver to keep his head still and focus solely on the moving finger.
What you're doing is you're looking at it and then you're looking back at me. Okay. Just go ahead and keep your hands down at your side for me. Okay. Let's try it again.
You're looking at it and then you're looking back at me, Trello explained. Just keep your hands on your side for me. Despite Trello's repeated instructions, the driver continued to struggle to maintain eye contact with the moving finger. The failed attempts and the man's nervous demeanor solidified Trello's suspicion that the driver might be impaired. Trello, still suspicious of the driver's sobriety due to his earlier nervousness and the failed eye test, decided to delve deeper.
Since you said a bunch of football days you've had concussions, stuff like that, have you ever had any issues with your knees, your feet?
Yeah.
What kind of issues do you have? Okay, so you haven't had problems since? Basically what I'm asking is there anything that's going to prevent you from walking a straight line?
Since you mentioned football, Trello started, have you ever had any concussions or injuries like that? The driver confirmed past injuries but became confused when asked about the current year. Despite this lapse, he insisted he had no issues that would prevent him from walking a straight line.
But we're going to imagine that there's a straight line here. What I'm going to ask you to do first off is go ahead and put your left foot on that line and then put your right foot touching heel to toe just like I am. Okay?
Trello continued with the sobriety test, instructing the driver, AJ, to place his left foot heel to toe with his right on an imaginary line.
Well, I just asked you to put your left foot on that line and put your right foot in front. I never asked you to start walking yet. Okay?
AJ, however, remained confused and kept interrupting. He started walking before instructed and struggled to follow the simple steps. Trello's patience wore thin as AJ's behavior further raised suspicion of intoxication. They needed to relocate the test to avoid a potential fall into a ditch. Their attempts were further complicated by the lack of a clear space due to the rain and potential for AJ to fall into a ditch. Trello's frustration mounted, threatening to end the test if AJ couldn't follow the simple instructions. AJ, however, seemed oblivious and even attempted to engage in small talk by asking about Officer Bellish, who was nearby. Finally, Trello managed to convey the 9-step heel-to-toe walking test instructions, including the need to count steps out loud and maintain balance.
Yes, I'm going to explain it first. 9 heel-to-toe steps forward, keeping your arms down at your side, counting your steps out loud, and staying on that straight line, okay? So I'm only gonna do 3, but you're gonna do 9, okay? So it's gonna be like this. 1, 2, 3, but pretend this is your 9th step. On your 9th step, you're gonna take a series of small turns, and you're gonna come back and do 9 heel-to-toe steps back.
AJ acknowledged he understood. but the success of the test remained uncertain. Despite some initial confusion, AJ finally seemed to grasp the instructions for the 9-step heel-to-toe walking test. He completed the walk forward and back, with Trello highlighting the lack of proper heel-to-toe positioning.
Okay, this is called a one-leg stand test. Okay, so it's either leg of your choosing. We'll have you stand like this. When I tell you to, raise whichever leg you want, about 6 inches up in the air.
Trello then moved on to the next test, explaining it as a one-leg stand test. AJ acknowledged and prepared for the next step in the field sobriety evaluation. Trello positioned AJ back in front of him and explained the final test, the one-leg stand test. AJ seemed to understand the concept, but questioned why he couldn't simply follow Trello's lead. Trello remained firm, reminding him that disobeying instructions was part of the reason for the traffic stop. Despite AJ's frustration, he agreed to participate in the test.
Arms down at your side. You're going to look at the tip of your toe, and you're going to count 1001, 1002, 1003 until I tell you to stop. Any questions?
Nope.
Which foot are you going to raise up?
Right.
Your right foot? Okay. So as long as you understand the instructions, go ahead. Remember, it's about 6 inches off the ground.
Trello outlined the details. AJ would raise 1 foot 6 inches off the ground, count out loud while focusing on his raised toe, and keep his arms at his sides. The tension between officer and driver was palpable as AJ awaited the start of the final test. The one-leg stand test turned into another exercise in frustration for both Trello and AJ. Trello meticulously explained the instructions again, emphasizing the 6-inch height requirement and the need to count out loud while focusing on the raised toe. Despite the seemingly simple instructions, AJ struggled to comply. Trello demonstrated the proper form, raising his own foot to the desired height.
What's that?
Trick.
It's not a trick. I just did it right in front of you. You're only sitting about 3 inches, if that. Do you want to finish?
I will, but...
However, AJ's attempt fell short, barely reaching 3 inches. Trello's voice grew sterner as he pointed out the discrepancy and reminded AJ that the test wasn't a trick. "Do you want to finish?" Trello asked, a hint of exasperation in his tone. AJ reluctantly agreed, but his mumbled response hinted at continued confusion or defiance. Trello attempted to correct AJ's posture once more, highlighting the incorrect foot position and lack of counting. The tension between officer and driver continued to build as AJ prepared for another attempt at the one-leg stand test. The one-leg stand test was interrupted by a concerning turn. AJ expressed a desire to harm himself, and Trello, his earlier frustration replaced with concern, prioritized AJ's well-being. Despite AJ's accusations and emotional state, Trello remained calm and focused on de-escalation. He secured AJ's belongings and explained the next steps, which included taking him to the station for processing and then ensuring he got back to his hotel safely. The situation had shifted from a routine traffic stop to a potential mental health crisis, and Trello adapted his approach accordingly. A routine traffic stop for suspected DUI turned into a situation requiring a different approach. The driver, AJ, displayed confusion during the sobriety test and expressed frustration with the officer.
I firmly believe I just saved a life. Not just yours, but somebody else.
I'm literally going right down the street.
Okay, you said 2 seconds ago it's not.
Please don't do this.
Well, as long as you don't do anything stupid, we're gonna get you back to your hotel.
I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Yes, please.
However, a more concerning development arose when AJ admitted to suicidal thoughts. The officer, prioritizing AJ's well-being, took control of the situation. He secured AJ's belongings and ensured his car would be towed as he was unfit to drive. With AJ lacking a confirmed hotel reservation and potentially traveling alone, the officer instructed his colleague to not only secure AJ's belongings, but also to potentially assist him in checking into a hotel. As we saw, Officer Trello's observations and questioning helped identify a potentially dangerous situation. Remember, driving under the influence is a serious offense and a huge risk. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, the best course of action is to be honest and cooperative with law enforcement. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching.